But check that out. That's our psychedelic fighter pilot.
Wow.
And then that's all the stuff I did in the Navy on the back. So I have to shake your hand like that, and now you're coined.
Lewis Hamilton, most conscious F1 driver. He's plant-based right now. And Lewis, if you can hear this message, we want to talk to you about the Hamilton Burger. So this web show is about psychedelics, plant medicine, plant-based lifestyle. And have you guys seen the Hamilton Burger anywhere while you've been?
No, not yet.
And did you know that Hamilton, the #1 racer, is a vegan, plant-based, totally plant-based?
I did not know that.
Plant-based, totally plant-based?
I did not, but that's great to know that he is.
That's interesting information,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
I mean, if the #1 guy's doing something better than everybody else and the only difference is he's plant-based, we have to give it to the plants.
Yes, absolutely. Plants go a long way. We are like them.
The theory is that if these guys were able to take mushrooms, they could actually improve their times with building their new neural pathway. We're putting it out there. Could it be that these drivers would drive even better if they were under the influence of, say, psilocybin?
Perhaps. There should be a study for that.
I have some friends that have done the mushroom microdosing for, like emotional or therapy experience, and everything that I've heard, you unlock a different area of your mind that is not accessible.
The people that are able to take mushrooms or psilocybin are able to deal with things like trauma and acceptance and realizing all the things that they may have stored in the past.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So you have some experience with psilocybin?
Yes, I do.
Beautiful.
And I love the plant-based industry. I think anyone who's eating things that are alive is much healthier, and their energy is much different.
I'd like to see mushrooms integrated into the Formula One and the drivers, and have a class of racing where you're driving while you're enhanced, because I think the speeds might be better. That's my theory.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the future.
How's it going? You guys have the Hamilton burger, the vegetarian burger, veggie burger, just the meat. Oh, that's weird. You know Hamilton's vegetarian, right? You know Hamilton? No. You think Hamilton's eating a turkey leg? No, I don't think so. He's over in the plant-based area. You got Tom Brady and Hamilton, the top 2 athletes. They're both plant-based. Is that a coincidence? See over here, you got Zyn nicotine pouches. Now, it says next to it that this is a warning. This is a highly addictive compound. They have to put that on the banner. So my question is, if it's highly addictive and has no medical benefit, why isn't it on Schedule 1? Why are psychedelics on Schedule? That's kind of scary. And that tells me there's something bigger going on right here. Great energy. People are really just here having fun. I can definitely feel that. The food scene is absolutely horrendous. What do you think Hamilton could eat in here? Probably nothing. Maybe a lemon. We got the barbecue, we got the pizza, we got the osso buco, and we got the shawarma. We have to get it together with Hamilton at some point here and get him on top of this Hamilton burger and have this. Every Formula One race should have the Hamilton vegan burger.
Is the Ferrari to be watching right now, currently 18th, with 4 minutes remaining in the session.
Signs 209 miles an hour in the speed trap there. So both Ferraris palming
Sainz moves up, which he does all the way to 4th. He bumps Daniel Ricciardo in the RB.
team, I'm telling you, the voting's turning in. With both Hulkenberg and Ricardo, and to a certain extent Ronald Sargent, but Ricardo and Hulkenberg definitely got a chance now of making.
I am predicting that next year is the first year where the Formula One has a fungi product in the session. Formula One to come over to the plant world, right? And by next year, I'm anticipating you're going to be able to buy your F1 microdoses. That's my prediction. If not next year, in the next couple of years, you'll get your Lewis Hamilton microdoses, exactly the dose he takes. And it's going to be a beautiful time here. People are really going to pursue happiness. Next year, instead of the nicotine patches, you're going to have F1 microdose mushroom packs, and this place is going to be incredible. So, see you next year. How's it going? All right, Hamilton, plant-based. We're going for plant-based. Today we are here visiting Whiz Buckley, and he is an American hero. He's got a foundation called No Fallen Heroes, and Whiz took Ibogaine to break his addiction and the troubles that he was having as a veteran, and now he's bringing all kinds of soldiers down to get the same kind of healing. So let's check out what he's doing. You had your own breakthrough with Ibogaine as a veteran coming back, having PTSD.
Oh my God, man, yeah.
Tell us a little about it.
Ibogaine was a 12 to 14 hour, it was one of the best ass kickings I've ever had of my life.
Wow.
It saved and changed my life. I lost a sister to a drunk driver when she was 19. I had some childhood sexual trauma and decided I wanted to go fly fighters for the Navy, but you know, when you join the military, you don't kind of shed that. I didn't shed my kid trauma, right?
Right.
And then I went and flew fighters for about 15 years, and in 15 years of flying the F-18 Hornet, I lost 16 buddies. Not one combat loss.
Wow.
You know, weather, mechanical, stupidity, and then more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
And along the way, I lost 3 F-18 brothers to suicide.
Wow.
Including a groomsman at my wedding, my best friend. So about 4 years ago, I said, I got to do something about veteran suicide. I had no clue what I was going to do. What do you do? Like
Right.
buy a suit, you know, help them write a resume? I had no
Right.
clue. And around that time, a buddy of mine said, hey, there's these special forces guys, some Navy SEAL veterans that go down to Mexico and they do psychedelic assisted therapy, you know, and there's a cool group going in a couple weeks. Do you want to go? And I'm like, go to Mexico and do drugs over a weekend with Navy SEALs? Sign me up. The most spiritual, life-changing experience. I got to experience my sister again.
Wow. Beautiful.
My dad had died years later of a broken heart, I think. Got to experience my dad again.
Wow.
It was incredible. I was a drinker. You know, we'll go look at the fighter jets, man. It's a hard drinking culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, drink tonight, tomorrow we die. I got back from Ibogaine. I couldn't even look at alcohol for about 8 months. It made me ill. I'd gag reflex if I smelled it or even kind of looked at alcohol. It made me ill. Now I can have a glass of wine with my steak type of thing, but you know, old Whiz, a glass of wine was the bottle.
Right.
Or 2 bottles, you know,
Right.
and now it's gone. 99% of my drinking's gone. I control it. One of my biggest mission objectives is to heal our heroes at home, man. It would make me furious to have to get on an airliner to fly to Mexico or Costa Rica to heal veterans who incurred trauma here. Just about every retreat, if I don't make it, I'll get a text afterwards. Whiz, I don't want to kill myself anymore. You want to take a look at the jets? Or?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go out in the hangar.
All right, let's do it.
Live ejection seats, because you're in a single engine jet. If the motor stops turning,
You're gonna have to bail out.
you ain't flapping your wings. Right foot,
Yep.
and then left foot here. Yep, right there. And then you can climb in.
Wow.
You can stand on the seat.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
It's tight, isn't it?
Yeah, our Mind Army, we're very similarly aligned, our forces. We are fighting for the right to pursue happiness. And
It says it on a piece of paper somewhere, doesn't it?
That's right, yes. We think it's your inalienable right to go inside of your own mind.
Yeah.
You know, you can't tell people that, you know, America's free and, you know, you can explore the West, you can explore space, but you can't go inside your own mind. How does that make any sense?
I just don't get the hubris of man making something, God, universe, whatever word you want to choose, put on this planet for us to heal illegal. Tom Cruise movie, Minority Report, he worked in the Department of Pre-Crime, right? They saw, you know, they knew a crime. We need the Department of Pre-Suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, why does a guy or a gal have to be at the end of the rope in order to try this stuff?
Right.
Until I did the Ibogaine. You know, things that I didn't know I had been carrying around for most of my life came up in a good way. God kind of came in and scrubbed all the nooks and crannies. Shit that I didn't know there was dust there.
Wow.
Came in with a white glove and said, I got that.
Wow.
And let me get rid of all of that stuff.
What was the scene with your sister? Were you sitting with her? Or?
So Monica came to me and she was beautiful. She was perfect. She was angelic. And, I mean, and then my dad came and stood next to her. And he was smiling. And I hadn't seen him smile since she died. It was the first time I had seen him smile. And they were perfect, and they were so happy, and I was happy. And then they, pixelated's a bad word. They started, after, I felt so happy, they started to leave, and I cried out. It was a horror. I'm like, don't go, stay. And they came back, and they looked at me, and they gave me a look, but this time I followed them when they left. And they went into my daughter, they went into the trees, they went into this wind. They never left. They're here right now.
Yeah.
And I was healed. It was decades of trauma that were gone in that instant. Now you never want to hear a pilot say this to you. I have no fear of death. Now I do not. Now I want to have grandkids. I want to be old and yell at people to get off my lawn. But I don't. They're here. They're in this conversation, and I was healed.
Wow.
Yeah. So it completely reframed how I look at death. There is no death.
Yeah.
We're energy, man, and we just kind of transition.
Energy can never be destroyed.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
It goes somewhere. It's right here.
Amen.
I wouldn't want to be on any other mission.
You give a coin as a sign of respect, and it's called a challenge coin. If you ever find a guy without his coin, but check that out. That's our psychedelic fighter pilot.
Wow.
And then that's all the stuff I did in the Navy on the back. So I have to shake your hand like that, and now your coin.
Thank you. Wow, look at that. Incredible. I can't figure out why every house in Florida doesn't have one of these machines. Why would you count on the local government or a plastic water bottle company to get your water when you can harvest it right from the air? Doesn't make a lot of sense, but hey, to each their own. Cheers. As a psychedelic concierge, my job is to assess what it is the person needs to expand their consciousness. Usually that's more than just one thing. It's more like a formula because each psychedelic compound has a different attribute, a different energy. When I was working as a psychedelic concierge with Lamar Odom, his formula turned out to be ketamine plus plant medicine plus a daily practice equals a conscious. The way I assess this as a psychedelic concierge is to talk to the people about what their intention is and what traumas they're trying to overcome. Because that can really show me what medicine would be best for them and how to guide them and help them to achieve their intention. Since Lamar had never gone inside his mind before, I knew the right medicine to start with would be ketamine. It's FDA approved, very safe and effective, and Lamar could go do it at a doctor's office. Ketamine is a dissociative, so it's separating your left and right brain and allowing it to communicate without your ego getting involved, which can be very beneficial. The way they found out that ketamine was so effective is they were using it in Vietnam in the battlefield doing amputations, and they were using a bunch of different anesthetics, including ketamine. And after the war, they looked back And they realized that the people who had had the ketamine anesthetic hadn't committed suicide at anywhere near the rate of the other people. They brought it to Yale University, they did a large study, and they came back that ketamine is over 70% effective against even treatment-resistant depression. Once Lamar got comfortable with the ketamine and going inside, I knew it was time to introduce him to something that could truly break his addiction. And in Lamar's case, his addiction was related to his mom passing away when he was 12 years old. He had a young son who died at 6 months old, and he never really processed it. He just tried to cover it up and take whatever he needed to, just not to think about it. Ibogaine. It's an African root that's known to break an addiction, including heroin, opiates, alcohol, tobacco, in a single 12-hour session. Ibogaine is a very powerful experience. It eliminates the need for detox. It's said to wipe the prefrontal cortex so that you emerge with no cravings. And it gives you a window in order to change your lifestyle. The next step is the daily practice. And with Lamar, we worked on meditation, breathing, in order to bring him back to that present moment awareness. It's been 5 years and he's been clean from drugs. In fact, he told me that the night that Kobe Bryant died, that he knew as a lifelong addict that he could use and everyone would give him a pass, but that he just didn't have the desire. What an incredible transformation. It really shows the power of Ibogaine. Before you begin your psychedelic journey, do your homework and be in a space with people who can support you and keep you safe and help you get as much out of it as possible. You may even want to call a psychedelic concierge so you can maximize the benefit. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Check out Lamar Odom Reborn right here on YouTube, and we'll see you next week on your psychedelic journey.